Okay, welcome everyone. I am Sarah Cormode, and my good friend Katie White is here with us. And thank you so much for joining us for Peek Behind the Curtain. Let's just take a moment to get ourselves grounded and focused. I just want to honor each of you for making the time today to make yourself a priority and be here for some self care, some self love. I want to remind you that you are valuable and you have every right to enjoy a life that is filled with health, prosperity, and achievement. So I invite you to turn off all your distractions, lock the dog outside the office like I did, turn off your cell phone, close down all social media, and just be here and be present with us for the next 60 minutes. Katie and I are going to present and share some information with you, and then we'll have a 30 minutes at the end where we'll have question and answers. The chat is enabled, so you can put questions, comments in there. And I just want you to remember that you're not broken when we have behaviors that we want to change in ourselves. You're actually working exactly as designed. And you just simply need to reprogram old beliefs, old patterns, old rituals, and stories. So, Katie and I are here to support you in overcoming self sabotaging behaviors, and you are designed to shine. Are you ready to unlock your true potential? You can put a heart up in the chat if you like. All right. So, let's get comfortable and get ready to change our perspective. We are going to be discussing the various forms of self-sabotaging behaviors, and also the numerous influence that we're exposed to all the time in our environment, because we want you to understand that you're not to blame. You're simply acting exactly as designed. We want to show you why willpower doesn't work when you're trying to change these behaviors, and also look at how fear, guilt, shame, and even toxins can hijack our mind. We want to teach you how to retrain your subconscious for success. And we're going to show you how to build resiliency using the 5 pillars of strength. And at the end, we are recording this, so we will send it out to everyone who's registered. And we're also sending out a free gift as well. So let me tell you about my friend here, Katie White. We're both on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And we met in the summer of 2023. And Katie had just quit drinking alcohol, coffee, and quit smoking cigarettes and weed. And she'd done it all in the course of a 2-week span. And I just had never heard of anyone achieving a feat like that. And I thought, man, this lady's got to have serious willpower. How did she do this? Because I knew I had behaviors I wanted to change. So, Katie, tell us how did you do it?
Okay, Sarah, I'll start back at the beginning. Um, and I'll just preface it. It wasn't my first attempt to quit all the bad habits, but I was born into a tribe of farmers and entrepreneurs and hard workers who also happen to be heavy smokers, heavy drinkers. They like to overeat, and they definitely had a lot of stinking thinking going on. And so my subconscious, as designed, it picked up all these behaviors that I emulated to make myself feel safe and be a part of my tribe. So I learned from my environment, and I surrounded myself with friends that also had the same behaviors. And I was in my 20s when I became interested in health and healing, because deep down I knew I wanted to change my behaviors. And so I studied all kinds of healing modalities. I studied energy medicine, herbal medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. I studied yoga, somatics. I eventually became a registered massage therapist and opened up a clinic. And despite having treated thousands of people for their issues, I still had my own of self sabotaging that I just couldn't quite kick for good. So in July 2023, I was listening to my favorite podcast, and he was interviewing an international mind control coach. And this man just made me stop and really understand that these behaviors were not my they were not my fault. And I bought his material and I did a huge binge on it, started implementing the practices because it felt like I'd finally found the missing piece. And so within 2 weeks, like Sarah said, I gave up smoking cigarettes. I gave up alcohol, which was an Olympic sport at that time. I stopped drinking coffee and smoking weed. And I did, it took me 10 months to give up the coffee. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the podcast. And I was able to let go of like the bloating in my body, and I cleared up a chronic skin rash that I'd had for 5 years. I decreased brain fog, decreased anxiety, my energy improved, my mood improved. I got a whole new zest for life and got a new friend group and a new community. Um, but it's been a journey that's been up and down. Like was able to give up those things and I lost 20 pounds, but then, I put the weight back on and now I'm in the process of losing the weight. So it's not a straight line. It's up and down, always going for progress, never for perfection. But it did change my life and it did inspire me to become an overcome self-sabotage coach and help others do the same. And Sarah, I know you've had a transformative journey. Can you talk about that with us today?
Sure, absolutely. So the main thing that jumped out for me, I knew at that time that I wanted to cut down alcohol in my life. I knew it wasn't serving me. And so I grew up in a small town. I learned how to drink beer with all the other teenagers. And it's just a pattern that kept repeating in my life. And so when I went back through some photos recently, I was really alarmed that in so many of them, I'm holding a beer, toasting the camera, and what's interesting about this unique form of self-sabotage is I'm doing something really healthy like skiing, sailing, wake surfing, mountain biking, but I would always either have beer during that activity or afterwards. And I just knew that it was a habit I wanted to get rid of. Um, and I remember this ritual when I look back, I'm like, oh, it really started when I went to university, when I got that taste of independence from my family. And that's what we would do. We'd go on great outdoor adventures and then we'd go to the pub on the way back. And I got to say, I'm really impressed with a lot of younger people because I'm noticing that they're not kind of jumping into that same programming that I had as someone in university. So yeah, and in the next slide here, drinking is like a way of fitting in with the tribe that's around you. And when you have friends that aren't drinking, it's actually really easy to not drink as well. Um, but yeah, I knew it wasn't helping me. I knew it was a really expensive ritual, and I knew it was affecting me not just financially, but physically and spiritually as well. And isn't it kind of interesting that they're actually called spirits? One of the most interesting photos I came across is the one on the right here, where I'd broken a foot and I was stupidly taking high dose IV antibiotics for some symptoms. And I went away on a ladies' weekend, and yeah, I chose to drink alcohol just to fit in with the crowd on that weekend. And I mean, there's just a lot to unpack in that photo, isn't there, Katie?
There's a heck of a lot to unpack.
Anyways, you all know the habits and behaviors that you want to change, and the hint is that when the pain arises, those are the behaviors that your unconscious is wanting you to change, because pain's actually a guardian for us. It's not a goblin as we've been taught. Pain comes up when pain is a guide, and it comes up when we need to change something. And so if you want, uh, I want you to know that you can stay conscious with the pain. You actually don't need to numb it. It does take practice. Sometimes you'll be with it. Sometimes you'll numb yourself, and eventually you'll just get better at it. But Katie and I are here to support you through that process. So let's carry on. And here is me unsedated last year in Yoho National Park. And, I'm not carrying beer in my backpack. So over the last year, I've cut back my alcohol intake by about 80%. I'm not all the way there yet, but that's okay. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made. Some of the other behaviors that I've been working on over this past year, learned helplessness. That one can be a little common for some of us ladies. So I learned how to do an oil change again. I hadn't done one of those since I was a teenager. Katie and I tackled a plumbing project and, managed to fix the plumbing at her house. That was pretty cool. Um,
And Sarah, I was super impressed when you learned how to reseal your RV roof.
yeah, that was empowering. And it's not like it's hard to do. I just, had to do it. And so, yeah, we can pick little things to make them our successes. Another one was like I realized because I was traveling a lot and I was like, man, I'm spending a lot of money on unhealthy food from restaurants. And so much better to just make healthy food at home. And another big one is I love old country music. That's what my dad, that's what he introduced to me at a young age. So I love the old country music, but I really, when I look at the content of it, there's so much poverty programming in it, and there's so much absolute alcohol debauchery. And when I was working on giving up alcohol, I had to actually stop listening to country music. So, yeah. All right, on to the next one.
Okay, let's learn from Dr. Bruce Lipton. We're going to watch this video as he describes the subconscious mind and how it's programmed.
The conscious mind is a creative mind. The subconscious mind is a programmed mind, a habit mind. I'd like to discuss the nature about how our life has been programmed and how these programs control our life, our vitality, and our behavior in the world. Recognize this. If you buy a new computer and you turn it on, the built-in operating system prepares it to work. But if there are no programs in that computer, then the computer can't really do anything. Well, let's now relate this to a child. When the brain develops, it's got an operating system, but there are no programs in it. So nature created the first 7 years of our lives to download behaviors by observing our parents, our siblings, and our community. And in this way, a child can learn all the behavioral characteristics necessary to be a functional member of a family and a functional member of a community. Well, however, since we are downloading the programs by observing other people, what happens if we download programs from our parents or our family or siblings that are not very positive programs, that are actually very negative programs that have an adverse effect on our health? Well, it turns out science has revealed that during the first 7 years of our life, our brain is designed to download programs just by observing other people. It's a state of hypnosis, which is a characteristic of a brain frequency called theta, which is just below consciousness. The first 7 years of a child's life is installing the programs that when consciousness kicks in at around age 7, consciousness has use of programs to create the behavior in their relationships, in their family, community, etc. We now know about 70% of those programs that we download from others are negative and disempowering and even self-sabotaging. And as we go through our life, you say, well, where are these programs? I say, well, they're in the subconscious mind. And then you say, but what's the other mind? I say, the conscious mind, that's the one that kicks in at age 7. That mind is connected to your personal identity, your spirituality. And the difference between the two is profound. The conscious mind is a creative mind. The subconscious mind is a programmed mind, a habit mind. So I say, why is it relevant? I say, well, if you're running from the conscious mind, then you're creating your life from wishes and desires and aspirations. However, if your life is under the control of the subconscious mind, it's just going to play back the programs that you downloaded from other people. Well, since other people didn't plan your wishes and your desires, the download you get may not even allow you to get into the life that you really wish for. So here comes the important issue. Are we running our lives with a conscious mind, or are we running our lives with the subconscious programs? Well, it turns out Science has revealed that only 5% of the day are we operating our nervous system using the conscious mind's creative wishes and desires. 95% of the day, our life is coming straight out of the programs in our subconscious. The reason why this is happening is that when conscious mind is controlling our biology, it's sort of like a driver holding the wheel, taking us into the direction we want to go, our wishes and desires. However, when we are thinking, conscious mind has to let go of the wheel and go inside the brain. Why? Thought is an inside job. It's not outside. So what happens when consciousness is thinking? It's not driving the vehicle. I said, well, then what happens to the vehicle, our body, when consciousness is thinking? I go, subconscious is autopilot. So the moment we start thinking, biology is taken over by the programs that we acquired in the subconscious. Now here comes the problem. 95% of the day we're operating from these programs, and the vast majority of them are disempowering and self-sabotaging downloads. So we're not leading a life that takes us towards wishes and desires. We're leading a life that manifests the issues that we downloaded from other people, mostly negative. And therefore we struggle through life. And I say, well, why is there a struggle? I said, because you're not operating from wishes and desires any longer. You're operating from the habits you got from other people. So this becomes a very profound issue, because it says then the life that we're leading has already been controlled by the downloaded programs. This is not a new idea. For 400 years, the Jesuits have told their followers, give me a child until age 7 and I will show you the man. What they were saying was actually telling people, if you give me an opportunity to download programs in the first 7 years, that will determine the child's rest of its life. Why? Because 95% of a person's life is coming from those programs. So the issue now is facing is, what should we do with these programs? And the first issue is, what are the programs? Why? Because they were being downloaded in the last trimester of pregnancy and all the way through the first 7 years of life. So basically, you weren't there when you were in the womb. And if I asked you, what program did you get when you were 0, 1, or 2 years of age, you go, I have no idea, because consciousness wasn't even engaged at that point. So the first thing you need to know is, what controls your life? 95% from the programs. Yeah, but what are the programs? And here comes a simple insight. 95% of your life is coming from the program, so your life is a printout of the programs downloaded in your subconscious mind. And so significance is easy. Look at your life. The things you love, desire, and wish for that come into your life, they come in because the subconscious has programs to acknowledge that. But here's the more important part. Where you struggle in your life, where you want to have a certain outcome, but you work hard for it, you put a lot of effort into it, you're sweating over it to make something happen. Why are you struggling so hard to create those wishes and desires? And the answer is very simple. The programs that you were downloaded with do not support those ends. So as a result, your behavior is sabotaging you. And then this is the link and the catch for all of it is, when you are playing subconscious programs, why are you playing them? Because conscious mind is inside thinking. And as a result, conscious mind is not observing the behavior that's coming out from the program. And since most of those programs are self-sabotaging and disempowering, you yourself don't even see that you're engaged in the process, because subconscious is playing that and conscious mind's not observing it. And why this then becomes important is, it's necessary for you to understand these programs, because we can change those programs. And when we change the programs in the subconscious, we rewrite the character of our lives. While the conscious mind is a creative mind, it can learn in any number of ways. Reading a self-help book, watching this particular video, going to a lecture. You can easily download new knowledge into the conscious mind. Significance is, conscious mind is creative and it can be very smart. But the issue is, downloading new knowledge into the conscious mind does not change the program in the subconscious. It's a different mind and learns in a completely different way. The subconscious mind is the habit mind. And by definition, we don't want to change habits very easily, especially, for example, consider, when did you learn how to walk? Before you were 2. I I don't care what age you are at, almost all of us never have to relearn how to walk. And I say, well, thank you, subconscious mind, because you downloaded the habit of walking and it tries to resist any change to that. But when you get a negative belief, it also tries to resist change. So the issue is this: how can I put programs into the subconscious mind, new ones to replace the ones that are sabotaging me? And the answer is this: there are only three ways that you can rewrite subconscious mind. The first way is through hypnosis. This is the process that you downloaded programs in the first 7 years. So every night when you go to bed, just when your conscious mind falls asleep, your subconscious mind is in operation. So if you put earphones on as you go to bed and hear a program, it's not going into the conscious mind, but it's going straight into the subconscious mind and can reprogram it. How do you get new programs after age 7? Repetition, practice. Anything you needed to learn, you had to repeat it and repeat it to create a habit. So if you want to change a habit that's not supporting you, you have to engage a habit that does support you. If you're not a happy person, you can say every day, no matter how unhappy you are, you say to yourself repetitively, I am happy, I am happy. Over the day, you keep saying that. Guess what? Repetition, habituation will change the program. And one day you'll wake up and guess what? Your subconscious mind's already got a I am happy program. And lastly, the most effective way to change subconscious programming is through energy psychology. These are mechanisms that enhance super learning, and therefore you can download new behaviors in matters of minutes. To understand super learning energy psychology and how it works, on my website, brucelipton.com, under resources, I have over 25 different energy psychology modalities that you can review and identify one that feels the best to you, because using these new processes, you can rewrite your beliefs and radically change the character of your life in matters of minutes.
Awesome.
Wow. That's really incredible that 95 of our subconscious behavior is formed before the age of 7. It just blows me away. And it really shows us that it's not our fault, because a lot of this information was programmed before we were fully conscious. But it is great to know that we can reprogram it with lots of repetition. Sarah, can you tell us what self-sabotage is and why we do it?
Yeah, really simply put, self-sabotaging behavior prevents us from achieving our goals and blocks us from progress. And it can range from really subtle things that you may not think about, like people pleasing. Tell me how I know about that one. And it can range to self-harming behavior and conflict. The reason that we self sabotage, really, our behavior is controlled by that subconscious mind that Dr. Lipton was speaking about. And that subconscious mind just has one function and one function only. And it's to make us fit in and stay safe with the people and the environment that are around us, whether that's real life living or fake life living that involves a screen. Our brain, with its infinite wisdom, is really just trying to protect us and keep us safe within the tribe. And, our mind is absolutely so brilliant that when you are scrolling on a screen, it's actually catching all of that information. Consciously, you're not, but your subconscious is, and it's looking for those patterns. And we are going to dive into that more, because that's where our subconscious brain is just trying to fit out, like, how do I fit in to just get along, to go along? How do I find safety in this tribe? Okay, over to you, Katie.
So we're just going to go through a couple of these behaviors and just notice if you see yourself in any of these or someone that you know. And it's we can have several of these behaviors going all at once. It's just not a one and done. But do you ever indulge in sugar like a kid in a candy store with no rules? I totally did that over Halloween. 3 days I binged on candy and felt terrible and sick coming off of it. Um, and yeah, I won't do that for a while. Have you ever found yourself parked in your car devouring fast food like it's a competitive sport?
I honestly just saw a lady doing this the other day, and she was literally just taken a bite out of a burger. And then as she was doing it, she caught eyes with me. And I could just see how she immediately was feeling guilty and shame. Like I could just see it right in front of my eyes. It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all done it, right? Are patterns from old relationships showing up in your new relationships? You are sabotaging yourself before you even get started. And this one, I think this is a big one. And Sarah and I were chatting about this not too long ago, and we're definitely going to run a course on this. They say you need to, you teach what you must need to learn. And there's a lot to unpack in that one. How about, do you spend more time binge watching Netflix than actually living your life? I think this one is extremely common. And just that comfort coma, numbing out and not paying attention to what's happening in your life. Or maybe your wallet has a sneaky saboteur that keeps on buying things that you don't need. And it's just too easy to do that these days with the online shopping and all the apps. It's just way too easy. So when we look at uh, self-sabotage, we look at 5 major self-sabotage types. And the first one is the pain aversion, child mind, short-term thinker. And this type, they only think 5, 10 minutes, maybe 5 or 10 days in the future, never thinking of long-term consequences, just thinking that pain is a pesky goblin, and it keeps them in perpetual protein mode. And a protein mode is a professional teenager. And um, all 5 types share this saboteur as a common theme. The next one is the fire starter saboteur. They are masters of chaos, conflict, and crisis. They can make others around them feel quite exhausted. And usually people keep their interactions with them short and sweet. The next one is the financial saboteur, always in a pickle, trying to keep up with the Joneses, worrying about other people's opinions. And this is often programmed through school or media that the struggle is heroic and noble to be poor. The victim saboteur, it's never their fault. They've got a library of excuses of their lifetime of stagnation, and they're often presidents of their very own itty bitty pity committee. And the last one is the failure to thrive saboteur. This is a rare breed. Only 10% of the crowd has this as their saboteur type. They're often jokers or class clowns seeking the tribe's acceptance, and they often wrestle with really serious drug and alcohol issues.
Yeah, no, I know all of you, as Katie was talking, probably were just like, oh, yeah, that's like so and so, and that's so and so. So we have a tendency to look at other people's behaviors, but you are here for yourself, and this is an inward journey. So I do encourage you to be really honest with yourself about your own behaviors and actions. The top 4 reasons that our subconscious mind takes over: toxins is a big one. We're going to talk a lot more about that because they cloud the mind and they poison the body and they poison the brain. Fear keeps us small. It can feel really scary to step into our true potential because you are truly more amazing than you can possibly imagine. And that is scary for pretty much most people. Guilt drains us of energy, and shame blocks us of our self-worth. Guilt and shame and even confusion, they're really strong patterns. They often start in our youth. So let's have a look at this video. Katie, you can introduce that one.
Yeah, so this is an interesting video, just really showcasing how we can have our behaviors manipulated when we are exposed to guilt and shame. And sometimes the behaviors can be changed for the good, and sometimes they can be changed for the not so good.
Congestion in elevators is a frustrating problem. To reduce crowding in this 18-story building, we're programming the buttons in the elevator so if anyone selects the first few floors, a rude message gets played. And we're installing surveillance cameras so we can see the results. The question is, can we shame lazy elevator users into taking the stairs?
It's only a short walk to your floor. Please exit and take the stairs.
I hope I'm not getting off first. I'll be like, really? I'm supposed to walk?
Please exit and take the stairs.
I'm late.
They should be ashamed of taking an elevator to the second floor.
Please exit and take the stairs.
It's you saying it.
Shame can be a powerful motivator to change people's behavior. In 2012, Ohio Judge Pinky Carr ordered a woman who drove on a sidewalk to avoid a school bus to sit in a Cleveland intersection during rush hour wearing a sign telling everybody what she had done. Another woman, as punishment for abandoning 35 kittens in a public park, was ordered by a different judge to spend a fearful night there alone to experience the same anguish as the kittens. I'm going to take a page from Judge Pinky's playbook. The polite message worked okay, but I'm betting that a more embarrassing elevator message will increase the shame factor and work even better.
Hey, lazy, take the stairs.
I think this is great. I think it's absolutely outstanding.
Hey, lazy, take the stairs.
I think I've named it me.
Hey, lazy, take the stairs.
Okay.
Hey, lazy, take the stairs.
For the first 6 months that we were in this building, I didn't even know the stairs were there, which is embarrassing. We probably have gotten lazy in taking the elevator, but I think everyone in the city is on autopilot. You kind of have blinders on and you just go to what you know, which is the elevator.
I guess I was just kind of confused. Why is the elevator telling me that I'm lazy?
Take the stairs.
Then I just kind of got out because I was like, all right, this is awkward. When the elevator's talking to you, I guess there's a problem.
Take the stairs.
Our elevator of shame increased foot traffic on the stairs by 50%. Changing to the more direct message seemed to make the difference.
Wow. Pretty powerful stuff on how to manipulate behavior. The other way that we see behavior being manipulated is through toxins that disturb brain function. So, there's, some of my old favorites like caffeine, alcohol, nicotine. There's others, all pharmaceutical drugs, whether they're prescription or over the counter. We see it a lot in the food, the sugar, the additives, the preservatives, the fast food, just total garbage full of poison. Of course, all narcotics are poisonous. We can see a lot of it in personal care products, like your beauty products and your cleaning products. Have a read on some of those ingredients, and it can be quite shocking what's in there. Um, and then not so obvious is things like the Wi-Fi. So baby monitors, the wireless earbuds, hearing aids, using your cell phone to the head. Those Wi-Fi, they can really manipulate the brain function. And then, of course, low-fat diets. Because we need the saturated fats for our brains to work optimally. And if we're not getting them in our diet, then we're definitely going to have impaired brain function. So this information can be quite overwhelming. And so we always want to look for solutions. So we always want to find how we can solve these issues. And you might notice today that both Sarah and I, we've got our Aries technology necklaces on. And what these do is they harmonize the electromagnetic waves that are constantly bombarding us. So we do a deep dive into solutions in all of our coaching sessions. Sarah, what would you say the most toxic poison is for human beings?
Well, after all the research I've done this year, I'm going to go with caffeine.
Yeah.
The one that most people are most resistant to giving up as well, more so than
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a hot topic button. If you ask someone to consider giving up caffeine, you get met with some very fierce resistance and get all kinds of stories that people have. I used to have them myself. Um, after I gave up caffeine, like not just coffee, but caffeine for 6 weeks, I literally felt my brain come back online. I'd been blaming it on perimenopause and said, "Oh, I've got brain fog because of perimenopause." But it was a lot to do with the caffeine. And one of the ways I was able to get off of it was actually this slide right here, looking at these images. So you can see these are spider webs. And in the 40s, these scientists, they did a study on spiders by giving them different drugs. And so they gave them LSD, speed, marijuana, and caffeine. And you can just see that the spiders on marijuana had the best success in weaving their webs. Then the next most successful was speed. And then the guys on acid, they had better success than the ones on caffeine. And so anytime I was really wanted a cup of coffee, I would just think of this slide and be like, nope, I'm going to do my brain a favor. I'm not going to jumble it all up with caffeine and I'll make another decision. Um, our coach Jason, he always says that caffeine, it's the grooviest slave drug ever, and it allows us to do boring, monotonous tasks for hours at a time. It gives us fake energy and it depletes our adrenal glands. And because this is such a big one, Sarah and I, we are going to be offering a course on all the things to do with caffeine and how to get off of it.
Oh, that always cracks me up. Because caffeine is just so accepted in society and all, not just coffee, tea, right? Like caffeinated tea. Anyways, here we go. We'll carry on. So what we do is we really focus on how to reprogram the subconscious mind using two different methods. We use repetitive content as well, but we use it for our benefit. And we do that through visual. We use wall art, which Katie's going to share some of that with you. We do auditory repetitive content and sometimes movement, like getting that into your body, can be really helpful as well. And then through repetition, it just reminds us that it reminds our subconscious daily of who it is that we are becoming. And it makes it safe for us to do that because you're breaking out of the old tribe and you're stepping into a new one. And your subconscious doesn't like that. It wants to keep you stuck in the past. So hypnotherapy also works really well by accessing the subconscious and upgrading your self-talk to empowered and upgrading programming. In our group coaching program that we're going to offer in January, we do focus on how to use repetitive content to upgrade your own programming. And then we also do individualized coaching where we use customized wall art as well as hypnotherapy to help people overcome their self-sabotaging behavior.
Yeah, so this is a example of a wall art to help improve eating habits. And basically what it is, it's a pleasant image with some inspirational words underneath of it. And the idea is you put these wall art up around your house or screensavers or, however it is that you want to display it in your life. And so like I've got some on my fridge. I nourish my body with fresh food and I see that one daily, all day long. I've got this one above my stove. I nourish myself with love. And I was laminating them and then I decided I would actually put them in frames and put them around my house. So I've got that one. That one's in my bathroom. I love this one. I am safe to live my life unsedated. And that's become a bit of a mantra for both Sarah and myself.
Yeah, I like it. When I come to your house, Katie, I can feel the energy lifted. I remember the first time I was there and I was like, oh, I like all these posters. Anyways, self-sabotaging behaviors can also go into relationships, and those might be romantic relationships, but it can also be related to family. It can be related to who we're operating with in commerce. Like there's all kinds, it can be with your children. So old stories can come up from the past that aren't even related to a current relationship that start driving how you're interacting with someone or how you're reacting. Um, and those stories can be around trust, guilt, and shame. And all of these can be reprogrammed because you deserve to feel safe and supported and loved in all your interactions. And this is a big one too. We use this one for reprogramming poverty programming, and that is everywhere. So we'll talk more about that. Okay, I love this one. So for this one, does anyone feel like they're immune to repetitive content or to being influenced? So this video is about a group of so-called influencers, and this guy's showing up. Well, you'll see the video, but what I want to say is just like, it's amazing to see how quickly he's able to hack these influencers. But you know now that you can use your critical thinking. So as you watch this, just see if you can see or hear any repetitive cues. They'll explain it to you at the end. But remember, the hint is that our subconscious loves repetitive content, and it actually only needs to hear things twice. So here we go.
Oops.
Yeah, you saw that one, Claire? It's a really good one. It blew my mind when I first saw
These
it.
days, you don't have to be a doctor or a magician to have power over people. Social media can give anyone the ability to influence the masses, and that influence can be quite profitable. So to find out if I have what it takes to be an influencer, I enlisted the help of 3 social media celebrities with over 6 million combined followers. Meet Griffin.
What's up, you guys?
Ditto. And Andrew.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. What's up, vlog?
We met at the World of Fruit, a selfie lover's paradise, for a lesson in influencing. So listen, I thought maybe we could scroll through my feed a little bit. Maybe you can give me some tips.
For sure.
Let's do it.
I asked them to be honest with me, and I regretted it immediately.
What's the cover of this?
Cover.
Is it intriguing? Is it captivating? Are you getting an audience from it?
I hadn't thought of that. Okay. How's this? It's a hot day.
Ice Ice Baby for
Yeah.
that?
Remember that song?
I do, yeah.
Sweet. I'd say we look très chic, right? Very cool.
Yeah.
He loves swings. My caption idea was, you are getting very sleepy. They did not hold back.
This is kind of creepy.
Caption is, nothing like a tray of cold ones.
Well,
It
you're
was
just...
a little forced, but like, it's not to the point where it's like, oh, you know?
Oh. There was a lot of constructive criticism.
I don't know if I love the filter. Yeah, the filter, that's exactly what I was saying.
And some not so constructive. My caption was, he's channeling his inner Gallagher.
For your age demographic, I think that's...
I've always wondered, does being an influencer mean that you are less susceptible to being influenced?
Yes.
Interesting. Did you guys notice the red cloth behind here? Okay. I was here a week ago, took a selfie. I'll give you guys a little peek here. Just wanted to,
Is this
whet
an
your
ad?
appetite. Well, basically, it's going to be my first endeavor at being an influencer.
Okay.
Speaking of which, since these guys get paid to promote products, I posed a challenge. I gave them 50 unglamorous items to choose from. Gravy boat, toilet paper, whatever this is, and gave them free reign of 20 different selfie-licious rooms to snap a pic. Before I showed them my magic, I wanted to see them work their magic. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to start. Now, have at it.
Town and the LA crowd. So
Okay, that's not flexible.
just how we get down. Blow up and we show up and we make our rounds. No need to boast, I know you know us. How you peep our style. Come in, can't keep the secret, not flaunting. Watch me, I'll show you how.
Selfie 6 down, come on back.
Nice.
Was it fun?
It was a blast.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
All right. You probably have hundreds of photos on your roll right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what I'd like you guys to do is each of you scroll through everything you just took and pick one photo with one product, and one location that you think would make the most unique Instagram post. Okay? Add a hashtag to it. Don't let each other see. And then you're all going to post at the exact same time. Okay? Ready? post. Bones down. Is the suspense killing you guys?
I want to see it.
Before we get to that, I'm just curious. Raise your hand if you chose a pic with the stapler. Hemorrhoid donut. First aid tape. A sexy coat hanger. Raise your hand if you chose the ice cube tray.
I have questions.
Wait. Hold on a second. Let's see. Of the many places to take a photo here, raise your hand if you posted a pic in front of the mirror wall. The disco pineapple. Big banana. Raise your hand if you chose to take a picture on the watermelon swing.
Come on.
Yeah. That's Can I see the posts? Yes, you can. Show you.
I don't like this.
Go?
Wait, are you kidding me?
Yeah. What? I'm sorry.
Sorry. How does this? Wait.
That's so interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah,
Because I was here a week ago and I took a picture.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't sure if it really was influencer worthy, but turns out it was.
No.
The ice cube tray on the watermelon swing in front of my face. The hashtag was Trey Cool. What were your hashtags?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Trey Cool.
I'm shook it.
Well, I bet you have the same question they have.
So my question is how?
The answer's simple. I wasn't here to take a lesson in influencing. I was here to teach it. You think that you are less susceptible to being influenced?
Yeah.
You love swing. You are getting very sweet. I'd say we look trashy, right? Very cool.
Is it intriguing? Is it captivating?
Nothing like a tray of cold ones.
Nice baby for that.
That's kind of crazy. My caption was, he's channeling his inner Gallagher.
Oh, I don't like this. Why are you in my brain?
How does it feel to be influenced?
Confusing.
You can have confusing.
Isn't
Oh
that
my
crazy?
gosh.
I know. That one really blew my mind the first time I saw it. The power of our unconscious brain is amazing. And he hacked them in
Truly.
a few minutes, right? So our
Yeah.
unconscious brain is always scanning our environment for cues, and the marketers know this. That's what they do. So we can find repetitive content pretty much everywhere. Yes, Patty, that is totally wild. In music, as I spoke about, the television or the tele-live-vision, the original patent on that was for a mind control device. They knew exactly that it would put people into a hypnotic state and they could bypass the prefrontal cortex, which is where our critical thinking is, and they could access the subconscious. Radio, movies are full of programming. We're going to talk about that down the road in our course. Newspaper, social media, mainstream media, school, family, and friends. So let's learn how to stop giving away our money and energy and sometimes harming ourselves in the process, because someone or some business is always profiting off of our harmful actions. We're going to take a deeper dive into this in January when we offer our 4-week group coaching program. And the next slide. There you go, Katie.
Okay, Sarah, what is the opposite of self-sabotage?
Being empowered.
Yep, exactly. So we evolve into fully empowered adults, and we're capable of nurturing ourselves, our families, and our communities. We will possess strong bodies, have clear minds, we'll have a commitment to our purpose, and a sense of abundance. But if we're the opposite and we feel weak, then we'll likely fall into childlike thinking and become more susceptible to manipulation and ultimately the possibility of harming ourselves. So it's important to remember that it's never too late to change and anybody can reconnect with their true selves. So when you join our coaching, we help you work on your 5 pillars of strength: physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and financial. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a baseline assessment and see where we are on each of these pillars. So if you have a notebook and a paper or a pen, just pull that out now and just rate yourself honestly, giving yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. And just no judgment on yourself. It's just simply awareness, just bringing awareness to what's going on, because you can only change what you can see. So let's go. The first one is physical strength. I have steady energy throughout the day. Give yourself a score on 1 to 10 on each statement. I eat in a way that supports my body's health and minimizes inflammation. I move my body regularly and feel physically capable. I sleep deeply and wake up rested. I feel strong, vital, and safe in my body.
Okay, and then for emotional strength, I can explain what I'm feeling in the moment. I process emotions in healthy ways instead of numbing or avoiding. I can recover quickly from emotional upsets or triggers. I practice self compassion instead of self criticism. I feel emotionally balanced most days. So you can rate yourself 1 to 10.
Next up is spiritual strength. I feel connected to something greater than myself. I trust that life supports me even when things feel uncertain. I have daily practices, prayer, meditation, gratitude, time in nature that nourish my soul. I live with a sense of purpose and direction. I can feel calm and peace within myself when life gets stressful.
Financial strength. I feel confident managing my money and making financial decisions. I believe I deserve abundance and financial well being. I have systems or habits that help me save, plan, and reduce stress around money. I feel safe and stable when I think about my financial future. I make financial choices that align with my values and goals.
And last up is intellectual strength. I regularly challenge old beliefs and learn new ideas. I am open to feedback and self reflection. I intentionally feed my mind with uplifting and empowering information. I understand how my subconscious mind influences my habits. Hopefully, you guys get a high score on that one after today's presentation. I believe I have the ability to rewire my brain and create new outcomes. So if you've noticed that you've got some areas that are out of balance, this is what we work on in our coaching, and will help you strengthen each of your pillars of strength so that change becomes natural and sustainable.
Yeah, so the steps to become more empowered are cultivate awareness and start paying attention to the repetitive content that you're being exposed to all the time. Be curious about your behaviors, especially the triggers that precede the habit that's leading to your self sabotaging behavior or action. Prioritize health and strength. Focus on improving your physical health as a foundation for both mental and emotional resilience, and continue to develop those critical thinking skills and ask questions, question the common narrative that's around us. Seek financial independence. You can look for ways to create other income streams rather than relying on being an employee or getting government supplements. It's really empowering when you work for yourself as an entrepreneur. And then limit exposure to programming. Just be mindful of your media consumption and its potential impacts on your subconscious, because it's usually a downer.
So in this next video, we're going to watch Arthur, and he's a prime example that shows us it's never too late to make progress, and that by focusing on his physical pillar of strength through lots of repetition. He's made some huge life transformations. And you might want to get a piece of Kleenex for this one.
What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, we can hear it. Yeah, health programs, another whole topic. Katie, if there's music, I can't hear it. I still can't hear anything, Katie. Hey, Katie, still can't hear anything, okay?
The pictures on with the knee braces, the back brace, the canes, 297 pounds, and his belly was out to here. And I was thinking, God, we're gonna help that guy.
When you get what you want, not what you need. When you feel so tired you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide. Oh, I've lost so much weight that if I don't hold these up, they'll fall, and I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm really pleased with this, and I just want to share it with everybody. Thanks a lot. Down below. When you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know. Here's where I'm at now. What you want now. Today, that's the unknown someday. 2, 3, 4. I will try. Fix you. Tears stream down your something. Tears.
Amazing.
Down.
You were wrong.
Will guide you home and ignite the ball, and I will try to fix you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
sorry, I don't know why the music wasn't playing in that, but It still
just
got
had
that message across.
totally.
Such an amazing transformation. He looked like a totally different man.
Absolutely. And all the people in his life got an upgrade in their life as well. So let's
Mm-hmm.
look at some of the solutions that we will be using in our group coaching in January. When people join, you'll be joining a healthy tribe. We've got a private Facebook group and private Telegram group. You will learn how to improve the 5 pillars of strength and how to reprogram your subconscious, how to conquer and overcome your fears, and how to create new healthy beliefs and rituals. And the other thing is, we've all made it this far. We've all been exposed to various traumas in our life, some big T, some small t trauma. Doesn't really matter. We need to find a way to like deal with those and still climb up success mountain regardless.
So if you're tired of watching opportunities slip away and you're fed up with repeating the same old patterns, if you are ready to take control and build a life that actually feels aligned in your health, your mindset, emotions, purpose, and finances, we'll invite you to come to our 4-week coaching program, Take Action Now. And in our 4-week program, what you get is you get 2 dedicated coaches, Sarah and myself, 4 90-minute sessions. And so you can watch them again, or if you have to miss a class, you can catch up. We'll support you through the Telegram and the Facebook community private groups. We'll also be available for email assistance, and we'll also send you a free gift. So if you want to experience support, accountability, and guidance, and have coaches to help you stay focused on your goals, this is a perfect program for you. And Sarah she's going to talk about the offer.
Yeah, so for anyone attending this event, we do have a special discount code, Set Yourself Free. And this promo code is going to expire on November 30th. I would highly recommend, if you're planning to do some transformation, to find someone that you trust to bring alongside as well. Katie and I went through this process together, and we have had actually a lot of fun because it's very uncomfortable. It's definitely depressing at times when you go back to your old behaviors. It's nice to have someone there who's helping you process it and laughing about it at the same time. Like, we send each other texts all the time, just taking the piss out of ourselves because we're like, oh my God, I did this. Anyways,
Yeah.
our group coaching starts in 2 months in January, right when you'll be ready, probably because you'll have done some sabotaging over the holiday season. So we look forward to seeing you there.
We sure do. And if you don't want to do group coaching and you prefer a private personalized approach, we do have one-to-one coaching. And this is for people who want faster results and they value individualized attention. So you'll get private sessions. It'll be an accelerated process. You'll receive tailored hypnotherapy and wall art. You'll also get full access to the exercise library to help really build your physical pillar of strength. And it will be a safe and supportive opportunity to create lasting transformation. So it's kind of a shortcut to your alignment, to your confidence, and your freedom. And how this works is you sign up for the coaching on the website and book a 20-minute discovery call. On the call, you can ask us questions. We'll tell you all about what's required. And at that time, we'll also schedule 2 90-minute sessions, 1 to 2 weeks apart. Then you'll receive a questionnaire by email. And after you complete the questionnaire, you'll get a video to watch to prep for the first call. On the first call, we'll do a deep dive into the questionnaire, and you'll also receive your tailored wall art at the time. And on the second call, we'll be diving deeper into the questionnaire, and that's when you'll also get your hypnotherapy. So if you want private, personalized, and fast track support, this is the option for you. And Sarah's going to talk about the offer that we've got on that today.
Yeah, and Katie and I both went through this process, so we know what it's like, and now we know how to deliver it. So with the True Freedom private individualized coaching, oh, thanks, Angela, it's in Canadian dollars. Bonus. We're offering a discount of over $650 for those that want to commit to this by the end of November. So that's over 650. We're charging $111, and we do have limited availability because we only take a few new clients each month. We also have a payment plan, so you can contact if that's for you, and we accept credit card, e-transfer, cash, precious metals, and crypto. So please see our website for more details and to sign up to transform your life.
So as promised, we're going to email you guys a free gift, and it is the Healthy Living Guide, and that should be out within the next 48 hours.
Yeah, so remember, when you're transforming your life, just like Katie and I'm not clear. I haven't fixed all my behaviors, but I've reduced alcohol by 80% and caffeine by 60% over the past year, which is awesome. Life is about progress. This process is about progress. It's not about perfection. We look forward to supporting you in your journey to overcoming self-sabotages. And I just want to remind you, like, you're designed to shine. So if you're having a hard time getting there, asking for help is a good way to do it. I want to thank everyone who took the time to attend today, and we look forward to seeing you in January.
Yeah, we sure do look forward to seeing you in January. It's been a pleasure hosting this. And if you want to get in touch with us, please email us info@unveilyourfreedom.com. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, everyone.